This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on the South Today. This afternoon, Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern has announced the nation is going to COVID Alert Level 1. Around 150 people took part in a Black Lives Matter gathering in Queenstown. And a cash injection from the government is set to help control wilding pines and provide some new jobs in central Otago. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Sophie Morris. After months of lining up at the supermarket, working from home and keeping our distance from each other, life will return to almost normal tonight. Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern announced this afternoon the country will move into Level 1 from midnight tonight after 16 days of no new COVID-19 cases. In making the announcement, the Prime Minister said, "Today, 75 days later, we are ready."
Today there are no active cases in New Zealand. We have tested almost 40,000 people for COVID-19 in the past 17 days and none have tested positive. We have had no one in hospital for COVID-19 for 12 days. It's been 40 days since the last case of community transmission, 22 days since that person finished their self-isolation. And so today I can announce that Cabinet has agreed we will now move to Level 1 to get our economy fully open again, and we will start almost immediately. We move down to COVID-19 Alert Level 1 from midnight tonight. At Level 1, we expect the continuation of recovery. After all, at Level 1, we can hold public events without limitations. Private events such as wedding functions and funerals without limitations. Retail is back without limitations. Hospitality is back without limitations. Public transport and travel across the country is fully opened. This freedom from restrictions relies so heavily on the ongoing role that our border controls will play in keeping the virus out. But we must remain mindful of the global situation, the harsh reality that the virus will be in our world for some time to come. We are confident we have eliminated transmission of the virus in New Zealand for now, but elimination is not a point in time. It is a sustained effort.
Light snow fell to low levels around Queenstown on Saturday, bringing good news to the ski fields. Cardrona ski field had about 25 centimetres of snowfall over the weekend, with 15 centimetres of snow at Treble Cone and 25 centimetres at the Coronet Peak ski area. All fields are using snowmakers to supplement their existing base. Some ski fields had initially been scheduled to open this Saturday, but due to COVID-19, most are delayed until the end of the month. Ski fields earlier said they will be employing less than half of their normal staff while they wait to see what the domestic demand will be. Demonstrators gathered by the Memorial Arch in Queenstown this afternoon in support of the Black Lives Matter movement. The protest is a small part of a global reaction to the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis, America, 2 weeks ago. And a warning, the story contains graphic images.
About 150 people gathered at Queenstown's Memorial Arch just before 1 p.m. in a show of respect for African-American man George Floyd, who died in police custody in America a fortnight ago. George Floyd died after a police officer knelt on his neck for nearly 9 minutes. Organisers of today's protest in Queenstown hope it gets the message across peacefully.
I sincerely hope that people leave here today and are able to find some resources to educate themselves about what's really happening, not just in the United States but everywhere in the world where there's police brutality against racism.
Darnella Fraser's Facebook footage of the incident has looped around the globe, triggering sometimes violent protests around the world. And it's not the first time an assault on a person of colour has been filmed, sparking protest. In 1991, the beating of Rodney King by a group of police officers sparked riots across the US. Co-organiser of today's rally in Queenstown, Victoria Lenton, says it's scenes like those of a fortnight ago that are all too familiar across the world.
It was the loss of lives. Of each name that we're reading is a human life that has been taken at a variety of ages over a variety of decades. And we just thought it was really important to show New Zealand, our brothers and sisters in the States, that they're not alone and that we see them, we hear them, and we want to show them that they matter.
Names of those who've died in police custody were read out, while a crowd of around 100 stood in silence, holding placards. Today's protest in Queenstown was peaceful, and there was almost no police presence. In Queenstown, the South Today.
Dunedin Central City warehouse looks set to close as the company plans to close 6 stores across the country. The Warehouse Group, which also includes stores such as Noel Lemming and Warehouse Stationery, is gearing up to cut 6 stores, including its Dunedin Central store, reducing its staff count by more than 1,000 roles. In an announcement this morning, the country's largest listed retail company said it was moving to an agile business model. Chief Executive Nick Grayston says the impact from COVID-19 over the past few months has made clear the company had to make changes. The group has commenced the consultation process and plans to go agile from August 31. A government cash injection has created 16 jobs removing wilding pines in Queenstown. The funding is expected to be the first of more money being spent in Queenstown on wilding control and will help address unemployment in the area.
Wilding pines, larches and firs in the Queenstown area, look out. The government has promised $100 million to continue the work being done by community groups over the last 15 years in removing the introduced trees.
Government has committed $100 million to boost the whole program and firstly and foremost, of course, to use the talents and the capability of people in Queenstown here to get jobs moving from tourism into wilding pine control. It'll be a positive aspect and outcome for the environment. And we're making use of the skills that have been available with the workforce here.
The cash injection has already created 16 jobs in Queenstown, an area forecast to be hard hit by economic downturn. O'Connor suggests most of the money will fund existing eradication programs.
Clearly, we have to be able to spend the money wisely, and we can't, ramp this up, in a way that it falls over. So, building capability, the supervision, the health and safety component, and making sure that there's enough people to do the job is really important.
Small remnants of native beech forest can still be seen in gullies around the Skippers Canyon area, but much of the land is now native tussock following centuries of burning. QLDC forest expert Brianna Pringle says they're making good progress in stopping exotic trees taking over the landscape.
We're looking at trying to get rid of the mature seeding trees. They're the ones that have the most cones and seed on them. So part of our program is looking at these mature trees, getting rid of them first, and then we're going to clear areas and trying to clear trees before they reach a coning age where they spread further.
The government's funding is planned to create hundreds of jobs. Exactly how much of the $100 million will go towards Queenstown is yet to be determined. In Queenstown, the South Today.
Still to come on the South Today, Terrace volunteer firefighters get a new 4-wheel drive truck and freezing temperatures are set to hit the South.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Step into Shop on Carrot and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
You've seen us in the street, now find us online. Check out shopon.org.nz. We have all sorts of treasures, from retro and vintage clothing to antiques, homewares and accessories. New items added every week. We're open 24/7.
Wrens are Otago's painting, tiling and plastering experts. Offering a free measure and quote, Wrens is a name you can trust to get the job done right. Call Wrens today on 477 9384 or visit wrens.co.nz.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
Do you know Youth Grow in North East Valley? It's an awesome plant nursery where young people can work and learn life skills. You can now order your vegetable seedlings, herbs, bulbs and shrubs over the phone or by email. Either pick up your order on Norwood Street in North East Valley or they can deliver to you. Look for Youth Grow Garden Centre on Facebook or visit youthgrow.org.nz. Happy gardening!
Heaven Sent Pet Cremations knows that losing a pet is like losing a family member, and we have many special ways for you to keep their memory dear to your heart. From caskets, remembrance pendants to remembrance fairs. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Welcome back. Some parts of the south could drop to minus 15 degrees this week as a strong high pressure system moves across the country. NIWA says the approaching system is one of the strongest areas of high pressure on the planet at the moment and will mean temperatures as cold as negative 15 degrees Celsius in some low-lying areas. A similarly dramatic system drifted over the country last year, pushing the air pressure to 1,043.2 hectopascals, leading to sub-zero temperatures across most of the South Island. Atmospheric pressure is the force of air pulled towards the Earth by gravity. The highest pressure recorded in New Zealand was in Wellington in 1889 at 1,046 hectopascals. Terrace volunteer firefighters were handed the keys to a shiny new fire appliance last week. The four-wheel drive truck replaces the current appliance, which is almost 40 years old.
Locker space, there's miles of locker space.
FENS trainer Ian Richards shows the Terrace Volunteer Fire Brigade their new $300,000 fire appliance, which was delivered last week.
Some of its unique features, it carries 3,000 litres of water, which is twice the capacity of the current truck. It's four-wheel drive capable, so over the Linders Pass, which is obviously a big percentage of Terrace's calls, and it provides an awesome service for the community of Terrace and surrounding areas.
Terrace Brigade Controller Mark Davidson says he's pleased to see their current 39-year-old vehicle finally being replaced.
It's starting to show its age. There's little things starting to go wrong, so it's time's up. So now we've got something new, so it'll see me out.
Vegetation fires and car crashes, especially on the icy and windy Linders Pass, have been a major source for call-outs. But there's now a shift to using volunteer fire brigades as first responders to rural medical emergencies.
When there are issues in the community, when people call for an ambulance, then the fire service is responded as well, so we can provide immediate care until the arrival of an ambulance service. So yeah, it's a bit of everything. We're sort of, if people are not sure who to call, we call fire and emergency, and a group of boys and girls give up their time to come and help people.
And it's hoped the new vehicle will provide inspiration for more people to volunteer their services to the brigade.
The new fire engine always creates a wee bit of interest in the community, and we're hoping that more people might consider joining. It is an awesome community project to be involved as a volunteer firefighter. It's a lot of laughs as well as sad times, but there's also some good things. So I hope people out there that may be thinking about doing something for the community might stick their hand up.
In Terrace, the South today.
Kaikorai Valley College Principal Rick Gerlofs let pupils chop off his lockdown locks of hair on Friday. It's the first time pupils have been able to take to their principal with clippers, only after they'd raised money for a good cause.
Kaikorai Valley College principal Rick Gearlofts gets a number 3, the shortest haircut in his whole life, after $1,000 was raised by the school for the people in the southeastern African nation of Malawi.
Clearly, as a result of COVID, getting haircuts is just a wee bit tricky at the moment, so I thought this would be a good opportunity to raise some funds. And this was a way of raising some funds for World Vision, which is a very important cause.
Head girl Chiquita Lee says she's pleased at how the school got behind a good cause.
It's really cool to see that kind of support, especially from the principal of all people, so I think it's really great.
It was her first time cutting someone else's hair, but she was happy to meet the challenge.
Very interesting. That's the first time I've ever done that. I don't think I did a pretty bad job, honestly.
In Dunedin, the South Today.
After the break on the South Today, the Highlanders are set to be one of the first teams to play in front of an audience again, and we check out tomorrow's weather.
Oh mate, I'm thinking about getting a new ute.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality, stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
Heaven Sent Pet Cremations knows that losing a pet is like losing a family member, and we have many special ways for you to keep their memory dear to your heart. From caskets, remembrance pendants to remembrance spheres. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today. Wrens are Otago's painting, tiling and plastering experts. Offering a free measure and quote, Wrens is a name you can trust to get the job done right. Call Wrens today on 477 9384 or visit wrens.co.nz.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Do you know Youth Grow in North East Valley? It's an awesome plant nursery where young people can work and learn life skills. You can now order your vegetable seedlings, herbs, bulbs and shrubs over the phone or by email. Either pick up your order on Norwood Street in North East Valley or they can deliver to you. Look for Youth Grow Garden Centre on Facebook or visit youthgrow.org.nz. Happy gardening!
Bowel cancer is the second highest cause of cancer death in New Zealand.
And New Zealand's got a higher rate of bowel cancer than many other Western countries.
Because it's one of those areas of the body that we don't talk about often enough. It is one of those silent killers almost, that if it strikes and if you develop symptoms, sometimes it's too late.
So it's a major issue.
Welcome back. Dunedin is set to host a New Zealand first this weekend. Following the Prime Minister's announcement of New Zealand being at Alert Level 1 from midnight tonight, the Highlanders' home game in Dunedin this Saturday is to be the first sporting fixture played in front of a crowd. Pulse Energy Highlanders CEO Roger Clark is delighted that Level 1 has arrived in time for crowds to attend their first home game. On Saturday 13th June at 7:05 p.m, the first professional rugby match since COVID-19 interrupted all sporting competitions will be played at Forsyth Bar Stadium in Dunedin, New Zealand. Dunedin will host the inaugural match of the Investec Super Rugby Aotearoa competition. Dunedin rider Courtney Duncan has joined an exclusive club. The 24-year-old motocross competitor is just the fourth woman to win the Supreme Award at the ASB Otago Sports Awards. Duncan joins previous winners Tanya Murray, Alison Shanks and Zoe Sadowski-Sinnott as the only females to have received the accolade.
The ASB Supreme Award is contended by the winners of the Junior Sportswoman, Junior Sportsman, Sportswoman, Sportsman and Team categories. The winner of the ASB Supreme Award for 2020 is Courtney Duncan.
On behalf of ASB, Courtney, I'd really like to hand you over this award, the Supreme winner. I know you're the women's winner, but Supreme winner for 2020. And I couldn't think of any better person to have won it, and for all your achievements throughout the year and the years prior as well. So from us, huge congratulations. Well done.
Thanks so much.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate this. It's an amazing award. We've got some very great, talented athletes here in Otago region, so to be able to win up against them all is huge honour. And I mean, this community's done so much for me. Dunedin's been behind me thick and thin through the highs and the lows, and it's been really cool to be able to bring home a world championship last year for not only myself, but my family and friends, and also the city. And to be able to get this it's amazing.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South today. Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern announced this afternoon the country will move into Alert Level 1 from midnight after 16 days of no new COVID-19 cases. Demonstrators gathered by the Memorial Arch in Queenstown this afternoon in support of the Black Lives Matter movement. And funding is expected to be the first of more money being spent in Queenstown on wilding control and will help address unemployment in the area. And time now for a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Hayden.
Hi Sophie, how are you this evening?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Good, very excited like a lot of people I think, and then obviously no surprise what our main go is tomorrow. Midnight tonight we move to Level 1, very exciting. So we are looking obviously at what it means for people and what people think about it. I'm sure businesses and hospitality people, especially pubs and clubs and restaurants and cafes, will be very, very excited. It will be indeed life as normal from tomorrow. So it's going to be a big splash. I think page 1 and page 3 tomorrow. And going with that, of course, is the news about the Highlanders. I mean, this is genuinely quite exciting. The Highlanders season was fizzling out already a little bit in March, but goodness me, it's pretty exciting now. The sporting world literally will be watching the first sort of major sporting event with no restrictions on crowds at all. It's happening right here in Dunedin, so kind of cool and interesting, I guess, to see how many people will go. Will there be 5,000, 10,000, 25,000?
I think there might be a lot of support this
I think
weekend.
there'll be a lot. I think a lot of people will feel they want to go. We should probably sing the national anthem before that game. Do you know anybody who would be good at the national anthem?
I might know someone.
So that's probably page 1 sort of for tomorrow. But also the warehouse news is interesting. So obviously today the warehouse announcing the Dunedin Central store likely to go, and a blow for people who are going to lose their jobs, people who live in the area and want to shop at that warehouse, for example. But really interesting angle. There's talk that Kmart might be actively looking at the site. And so we've got some reaction there from people talking about what might happen. So a lot of interest in that. Jetstar looking at flights back into Dunedin. I'm not sure what the latest on that story is, but we are looking at that. And likewise the George Street question. So I just saw our Dunedin City Council reporter Hamish McLean walking into the office. I'm not sure what the latest is, but the Dunedin City Council was looking at the speed restrictions, 10 kilometres an hour, speed bumps and all that sort of stuff. So I'm looking forward myself to finding out exactly what's going on, and readers of the ODT will be able to find out all about it tomorrow. It's created a lot of interest so far, obviously, George Street, and I'm sure that won't stop. So there we go. It's going to be a good paper tomorrow, Sophie.
Right, thank you, Hayden. And time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by MoleMap.
Starting with the southern view, swans bobbing on Otago Harbour on a stunning Dunedin morning. Now looking at the situation, a southwesterly airflow blows over southern districts for a few days with frosty weather inland and some cloud at times on the coasts. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport are looking at cloudy skies and 13 degrees. Across to the northeast, Nelson and Blenheim can expect clear blue skies and 16 degrees. Moving down to Canterbury, it will be cold and dry for most places here. Kaikoura and Christchurch aim for 14, while those in Ashburton can expect sunny weather and 13 degrees. To the southern towns, typical winter temperatures across the region with moderate southwesterlies and cloudy skies. Those in Balclutha should reach 10 degrees, but it's due to be 11 for the Catlins, Lumsden and Gore. Heading to central Otago, Wanaka, Queenstown and Alexandra can expect light winds, fine weather. Wanaka heads for 12 degrees, while Queenstown, Alexandra and Tiano are set for 10 degrees. To the northern towns, on the coast, Timaru and Oamaru can expect light winds and fine weather with 13 degrees. Inland, Twizel and Marama can expect clear skies and 13. In Dunedin, some coastal cloud tonight, frosty inland and a low of 0. Often cloudy tomorrow with moderate southwesterly winds, a high of 13 and a low of 0 again. Sunny and cool on Wednesday with light winds, frosty morning and night, a high of 14 and a low of 1. And in Invercargill, mostly cloudy tonight with an overnight low of 4. Fine tomorrow with areas of cloud but some sunny periods too. Cool with moderate westerly winds, a high of 12 and a low of 0. Sunny periods and scattered cloud on Wednesday with light westerlies, a high of 13 and a low of 5. That's all for our news this Monday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz and follow Channel 39 on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks for joining us. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.